Alright, so after I sewed that first one, I decided I'd show you what it's like to actually sew them on the machine, show you what it's like even though I walked you through it. Okay, so the placing of the fabric is like this. I want to flip it so it's the reverse. I'm using these Kona cotton solids, which I love because they really don't have a right or a wrong side. So I can cut them all the same, and it's not going to matter whether it's flipped or not. Okay, I do have my sewing machine set to a 1.5 stitch length. You want a shorter stitch length. That helps to pierce the paper and not rip out the stitches when you rip out the paper. Okay, so I'm just going to start sewing. So right along that black line, that is your stitching line, not a cutting line, that's a stitching line. Okay. Once I get to the end, I can have my needle up, and then I can just go on to the next one. Like I said, I've got a number of these done. I think I told you 32 of each, and 16 blocks. Sometimes the math doesn't add up, but that's because I'm using, some of these blocks are actually twice in there. I recounted them, and I need 12, I think 12 different pieces. But some of them, like I said, are duplicates, so therefore that's the 32 for these pieces. For other ones, I only had to do 16, or no, I did 32. But two of these blocks form one of the blocks in there, and it gets really confusing. Okay, now I did have my knee lift on here last time I was doing this, but because my machine is set down, it's recessed in the table, it became more of a calf lift. It's not really at my knee, it's at my calf, and it's a little bit awkward, so I'm just using my button to raise the presser foot in order to be able to place the fabric. And I just pull this fabric out so the thread is there and it's not going to get caught up underneath. I'm not going to get a nest because I cut it. So then I'm going to stitch this one all the way to the end, maybe a stitch or two off. It's perfectly fine because that's the end of that seam. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to make sure I have it placed. That's the way I want it, so I'm going to flip it. I'm going to fold this over so I can look at my placement, making sure that I have that seam allowance above that line and below here where this is going to be. Or actually here. Okay, so that's set. Needle up, presser foot up, pull it back, place this where it's directly underneath the needle, and I'm going to start stitching right on that black stitching line. Okay, and that's chain piecing with the paper piecing. Okay, I got to get back. I've got, like, this is 5 or so done. I've still got several more to do in this block, so I'll be back later and show you a different step.